gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Round? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
All right, the top story out of Gregg County tonight. We're learning more about a shooting that killed a father and daughter at a Liberty City park. Investigators now say the daughter's boyfriend targeted the two. CBS 19's Ayana Air joins us with what we know so far.
I'm standing here at Hugh Camp Memorial Park, the place where investigators say a father and his daughter lost their lives in a tragic shooting. Tonight, family and neighbors are trying to make sense of the violence that unfolded in a space that's meant for peace and community.
So we have a father and a daughter who were shot and killed, and it turns out that they were killed by the daughter's vindictive boyfriend. And we have been seeing these domestic disputes. I know this one didn't happen in the home, but I would still consider it a domestic relationship dispute. And tragically in this country for a lot of people, and the violence attached to the ending of relationships definitely needs to be something that is called out. He went to this park and deleted them in broad daylight, so he should definitely be held accountable in broad daylight. And hopefully they go over the identity of this culprit. I do know who he is. He'll be on the thumbnail. So yeah, we're gonna have to really hold these people accountable who are crashing out on their significant others just because the relationship isn't going the way that they want.
Before 2 p.m. Monday afternoon, Sabine police responded to reports of multiple gunshot victims. 46-year-old Shawn Glenn Blake and his daughter, Hailey Blake, were killed. Hailey was a student at Sabine High School. Investigators say they believe the suspect is Hailey's boyfriend, Christopher Wayne Hicks Jr., who shot them before turning the gun on himself. He was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
That park is heavily patrolled. We've got units.
So they say he turned the gun on himself afterwards. So that's wild. From my understanding, I thought we had a mugshot of this guy, but damn, I guess he completely crashed out in a self-deletion attack.
Both the sheriff's office and the constable's office that work out of that park pretty regularly. One of the things that we're trying to put out to the community that we've seen, unfortunately, social media is not a good source of information. So some of the rumors that we're trying to do away with is this is not a school-related incident. We do believe this to be an isolated, targeted attack that just so happened to occur at that park.
Chief Deputy Harrington says patrols will be stepped up in the area. He adds that investigators believe there are still witnesses out there and is urging anyone with information to contact the Gregg County Sheriff's Office. In Liberty City, I'm Ayana Aird, CBS 19.
About the shooting deaths of two people at a park in Gregg County. This happened in Liberty City yesterday afternoon, where a teen and her father were killed at Hugh Camp Memorial Park. Investigators say the gunman was the teen's boyfriend. As KLTV7's Trent Bennett reports, that man is in the hospital tonight in critical condition.
Okay, so he's in the hospital in critical because he turned the gun on himself. And we'll go ahead and divulge his name. His name is Christopher Wayne Hicks Jr. He is a young white male, and he completely crashed out on his girlfriend and her father, which resulted in their deaths, and now he's in critical. Hopefully he survives so he can face justice. But, just a very cowardly way to go out. I don't know what drove him to do so, but you really have to be careful with who you're pairing up with nowadays, because these super glider gremlins are on demon time.
The call to Gregg County deputies came in just before 2 p.m. Monday. people celebrating Labor Day at the Liberty City Park when suddenly there were gunshots.
Initially, the response was from Christus EMS, who had staged waiting on the scene to be secured. We had troopers from the Department of Public Safety and eventually some units from Sabine ESD2 arrived on scene. They began life-saving procedures. There's going to be multiple victims.
The victim has been identified as 16-year-old Hailey Nicole Blake and her father, 49-year-old Shawn Glenn Blake. Investigators say the gunman, Christopher Wayne Hicks Jr.
Know that.
So there you go. Here's the face of the gunman. I'm not completely sure how they got this mugshot. Maybe he had a prior history with law enforcement. So here you have it.
Hailey Blake and Christopher Hicks, we believe at this time, were in a dating relationship.
The sheriff's office says the attack was not random and Shawn Blake was the intended target. Now begins the potentially lengthy task of processing the crime scene and evidence to find a motive.
Stop the killing, stop the dying. That's what we're all about. Once we get those victims secured, make sure that the scene is safe, we got to make sure there's no other follow-up victims.
Hailey Blake was a student at Sabine High School, where the school has been hosting guidance counselors on campus today.
But I would like to reiterate, this is not school-related, that this is not a random act. So far, what we have determined that this is a targeted attack.
The suspect, Hicks Jr., remains in the hospital.
At this time, we believe that his gunshot wounds are going to be self-inflicted.
Trent Bennett, KLTV 7 News.
And authorities ask any witnesses or anyone who knows anything about this shooting to please give them a call.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Well, we're also learning new information about what happened in Liberty City. The Gregg County Sheriff's Office now confirms a teenage girl and her father were killed in what appears to be a targeted shooting. Now, this happened at Hugh Camp Park yesterday afternoon. Chief Deputy Craig Harrington with Gregg County tells us multiple agencies responded to the scene. When first responders got there, they started life-saving measures on the victims. We've learned 16-year-old Hailey Nicole Blake and her father, 49-year-old Shawn Glenn Blake, were pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect, Christopher Wayne Hicks Jr., who's believed to be the teen's boyfriend, was taken to the hospital. Investigators believe his injuries appear to be self-inflicted, but are considered serious and life-threatening. Gregg County investigators that tell us that Blake was a student at Sabine ISD, but wanted to make clear this was not a school-related incident. The case remains an open investigation, and they're asking any witnesses to come forward. Now, the district posted on Facebook that they were saddened to share the passing of one of their students. The school did say that they would offer additional support and counseling for Sabine ISD students and staff today. In the statement, Sabine ISD shared their condolences and asked that you keep the families, school, and community in your prayers.
Well, tonight an East Texas community is mourning after a heartbreaking shooting at a Liberty City Park that left a father and his teenage daughter dead. Thanks for joining us here at 10. I'm Jesus Martinez. Authorities say 46-year-old Shawn Glenn Blake and his 17-year-old daughter Hailey Blake were both shot and killed yesterday afternoon. The suspect, Christopher Hicks Jr., Hailey's boyfriend, is believed to have turned the gun on himself after the attack, and he remains in critical condition following emergency surgery.
This is not a school-related incident. We do believe this to be an isolated, targeted attack that just so happened to occur at that park.
And deputies say patrols in the area will increase as the investigation continues. They're also urging anyone with information, especially friends or family who may know what happened, to come forward and contact the Gregg County Sheriff's Office. And as that investigation continues, friends and family are holding each other tight tonight, looking for comfort. Just hours ago, a prayer vigil was held at the same park where Hailey and her father died. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza was there talking with friends who shared stories and leaned on prayer as they remember Hailey and Shawn.
It means a lot to be able to just, all of us, be able to be here just for her.
Warren Royal was close friends with Hailey and her twin sister Kelly. He says the park
this was our hangout spot, and
is where he first met Hailey.
we'd have a specific time after school, just be up here.
So this was one of Hailey's friends, and maybe this was a reason for some of the tension here, because she, you know, befriended this young man, and maybe things got more serious than expected. Who knows? But ultimately, it doesn't give you the right to take someone's life, especially, I mean, he deleted the girlfriend and her father. I mean, that's kind of a double whammy here.
Just hanging out, doing what friends would do in elementary, middle school.
Lord, just people who are grieving, that you're the one who can provide comfort.
Pastor Carl Moan with Grace Baptist Church helped organize the vigil.
Whenever you're in a small community, that you feel the loss that much more, but I think that you also can feel, can be comforted that much more by the people across the table from you.
Even those who didn't know Hailey personally stood together hand in hand.
I think that's how we start to heal.
A sign, Pastor Moan says, of what it means to mourn as a community, through tears and memories.
It's harder than I thought.
Many who knew Hailey best say they are choosing to celebrate the joy she brought into their lives, from her humor and her kind heart.
I know that she would want everybody here to be strong and not be so down, but enjoy the moments that we had with her.
Kayla McGee is one of Hailey's closest friends, but she said she was more than that.
She was more like a sister to me than anything, because I've never had a big sister.
Crosses planted at the park.
And just talking to her about how much we love her and everything.
To remember Hailey and her dad as their loved ones stood by.
Speaking to her as if she was there, as if she was still in front of us.
A park, once a spot full of laughter and memories, now a place where Hailey and Shawn's names will live on forever. Reporting in Liberty City, Robert De La Garza, CBS 19.
And a GoFundMe page has been set up to help the family of Shawn and Hailey Blake. You can see that on your screen right now. If you'd like to help, we'll have that link on our website. So far, $1,500 have been raised.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.